everyone, Councilmember Frank Morano here. I want to talk to you about a bill I introduced last week that a lot of Staten Islanders have been talking about for years. Right turn on red. Now, if you've ever driven anywhere in New York State, or frankly, almost anywhere in America, you know that turning right on a red light after you come to a complete stop is just normal. It's a basic, everyday traffic rule. But here in New York City, we have a blanket prohibition. Right turns on red are banned citywide unless there's a sign specifically allowing it. And on Staten Island, where our roads are wider, our traffic is more suburban, and pedestrian density is dramatically lower than the rest of the city, that blanket ban simply doesn't make sense. So here's what my bill does. It doesn't flip a switch overnight, it doesn't force a change tomorrow, and it definitely doesn't put anyone's safety at risk. What my bill does is require the Department of Transportation to conduct a full borough-wide study of every signalized intersection on Staten Island to determine where it would be safe to allow a right turn on red after a complete stop and yielding. This study is going to look at all the things you'd want government to evaluate before making a change like this. Traffic patterns, crash history, pedestrian activity, sight lines, blind spots, school zones, senior centers, truck and bus turning movements, and whether drivers historically come to a full stop now. They'll also consult with our 3 community boards, Community Board 1, Community Board 2, and Community Board 3, to make sure the neighborhoods most affected have a voice in the process. At the end of the study, DOT must publish a public report showing where right on red already works, where it could work, and where it absolutely should not be allowed. And all of that gets delivered to the city council and the mayor, so Staten Islanders finally get a clear data-driven answer. Why does this matter? Because every single day, drivers on Staten Island sit at red lights where there is clearly no cross traffic, no pedestrians, and no reason we shouldn't be able to turn right after stopping safely. Allowing right turns on red at the right locations can reduce idling, cut down on unnecessary congestion, save drivers time, and bring Staten Island in line with how most of the country already operates. And let me say this clearly. If the study finds an intersection isn't safe, then red on red won't be allowed there. This is a safety-first approach. But it's also a fairness approach, because Staten Island should not be treated exactly the same as Midtown Manhattan when our streets and traffic conditions are completely different. So I'm excited about this bill. I think it says a lot that it's being introduced with both of my colleagues from Staten Island, Councilmember Carr and Councilmember Hanks. I think it's a smart way to move the conversation forward, and I'll keep everyone updated as it moves through the council. If you have thoughts, questions, or strong feelings on either side, I want to hear them. Leave a comment, send me an email, or stop by the office to share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and always drive safely.